What's going on, guys? We're back at it again with a Junkrat map guide. We're gonna do Nepal this time. So to start off, at the very beginning, as usual, you want to throw your concussion on the spawn door. The game has already started, but just act like this spawn door is closed. Throw your concussion on the spawn door, wait for your other concussion to be ready to use again. When the door opens, you want to try and get to the top left corner as quick as possible. Do your first concussion jump, your second concussion jump, and if you have a Lucio, you're already going to be through this door. It's super important as Junkrat to get to this top left spot first, because you want to be able to shoot that choke point before the other team gets there. One thing I'd like to note though is that you don't want to shoot the tanks that come out first. I would recommend keep shooting the spawn door and hitting their Ana or their Zen or their Lucio, their supports, their Soldier 76. Hit all the squishy heroes in the background. You don't want to shoot the tanks. Don't shoot the Reinhardt, don't shoot the Zarya. Try to ignore the Diva. Just shoot over everything and hit that back line. Because if you can get a pick or do damage and force them to back out, then it's basically a 6v4 fight or whatever it is. Or you can get a pick and then you guys pretty much win. So don't worry about the tanks initially. Try to engage on their squishies and win that choke point. So basically what I'm going to do in this map guide is give you guys general tips. Since King of the Hill is a lot more scrappy, it's not as straightforward as 2CP, Assault, or Payload. I'll try to give you general like zoning tips and certain spots that you can abuse, but really the games are a lot different while you're playing, so don't take everything to a point like you have to do it every time or you lose. Like the games, every game you play online is completely different, so just, you know, sometimes you can abuse certain situations. So at the very beginning, that is one thing that you can do to really give your team an advantage, by doing the double jump and shooting this doorway here. And holding down this choke is the best thing you can do. So for holding down this choke, say you guys took the point, you had the point because you won off the first push, and they're regrouping and they're going to push through this top side again. So what you want to do is throw your trap here on the stairs and abuse this little spot right here. What I love to do is peek in and out like this and throw my concussion in there and just keep abusing this spot. If they destroy your trap, you can throw another one. And the best part about this spot is that you can't get hooked because you have a wall to hide behind. It's pretty hard to get insta-killed unless they have a Hanzo that headshots you or some shit, but you just need to be aware of that. And the best part is that there's a 250 health pack right here, so if shit really gets hairy, you got a health pack right there to help you. So that's what I recommend, holding that right there. I'll just transition my way over to the right, shifting different scenarios to the right side of the map. So using this room right here, let's say you guys are defending, they decide not to go top, they decide to go that way, but you have your Riptire. What I love to do, I love going right up here and flanking with Riptire. So they're all down, right now their enemy team is all in this location. They're about to run in through the middle. Boom, right here, drop down, triple kill Riptire. That destroys their entire push, and all you use was Riptire, and you probably get your ult 7 times faster than anyone else on your team, so getting extreme value out of Riptire like that is really good. But let's say you weren't able to do that, and you need to hold down this choke point. Let's say that your whole team is already here because they knew that the enemy team was planning on going through this main choke. Well, again, use this little corner room right here. What I love to do is just throw random traps, abuse this wall, peek and grenade, and hold down the choke. Junkrat is best for holding chokes. What you don't want to do is sit up top. The reason sitting up top is bad, because look how far away I am from the choke point. Way too fucking far. Your grenades take too long to get to the enemy. They're easier for them to avoid, and it's a lot easier for Soldier and McCree's to to kill you up here. And Pharah's, like, it's just not good to hold up here, and you can't really utilize your traps as well. So I love holding down these really close corridors and holding down these rooms. And if anything, you can run away. At very last resort, you have a 250 health pack there. You can run away back up there. Or what I like to do the most is just, you know, concussion yourself over like this and get back to the point. So we talked about left, we talked about that doorway, and we talked about this doorway. Let's talk about fighting in the point in general. A few different locations that you can abuse is this room right here. There's a 75 health pack there. You can abuse this. Let's say they're in the point and your team is outside the point. You can really utilize peeking these two doorways and getting angles on them and you can utilize traps in this room. So that's one thing you can do. But let's say you guys are in the point and you're defending it. What you can do is put your traps on these corners here. Those work 95% of the time because people don't sit here and they don't have time to sit here and shoot a trap when they're getting shot at, especially by grenades. And half the time they don't even realize it because that's actually pretty damn hard to see due to this blue and red line here. So using these little corners and corridors to put traps and get free kills is extremely helpful. So just use these corners, just keep peeking in and out, and using that. So what I like to do, riptire wise, whenever they're trying to get into the point, is to come down on top of them. So like for example, if your team is in the point defending and they're coming around this corner and you have your riptire and you're back here, you're say they're pushing in and you're back here in this room and you're like, okay, I'm gonna use my riptire soon. They're pushing in. Simply concussion yourself up here, maybe throw a trap and sit in this corner, riptire, and then come right down behind them. Doing flank tires is the best thing you can do on King of the Hill because when you're trying to go straight at them with a riptire, it has 100 HP. It's gonna get destroyed and you're not gonna get value out of it. So those are some quick examples and tips of what you can do for this point. I'm gonna go ahead and end the clip here and we're gonna talk about the other map. Alright my dudes, so this is the next map. As usual, I have my concussion set. I'm ready to do a double jump at the very beginning of the game.
5, 4, 3, 2.
This is exactly how you want it to go. So jump on the mine, jump, blow it up, jump, blow it up, and you're already at the doorway. You're going to be the first one here because it's almost faster than anything else. So what you want to do for this map is, it really depends on your comp, but generally you want to hold down the pillars. This is the most important thing. So when you're going out this, when you come from this spawn, what you want to do is always go right. If you're coming from the other spawn, what you want to do is always go left. If you get confused on which side you're on, just always go to the side that has the open area on it. So for example, we're over here, we're gonna run right. So what we want to do is get here, and what I like to do is shoot my nades, or lob my nades over the top. The reason I don't shoot like this, because they're gonna have tanks. Let's just say Reinhardt and Zarya. Those are usually the most common tanks in the game that are run. So they're gonna be running up here with the Reinhardt, and they'll have a Zarya behind it. You don't want to hit the Reinhardt shield, like I explained. Junkrat is not always just a shield breaker. Sometimes you want to break shields, sometimes you want to focus the backline. And right here, you want to focus the backline. You don't want to give the Zarya energy, and you don't want to waste your time shooting Reinhardt shield. So what I like to do is come out this door and immediately shoot as high as possible and hit their backline. Because if I can hit their supports once, let's say I hit their Ana with one grenade, it does 120 damage. The first thing she's gonna do is throw her own grenade at her feet to heal herself. And if you can bait an enemy Ana grenade out of her, it's super fucking important because that means you guys have an Ana grenade and they don't. So you guys can push forward and you can get healed, and I'll potentially anti-heal them, which basically wins you the fight. And best case scenario is you kill either their soldier or their McCree or their Zenyatta or whatever. You kill something in the background. So I like to do that. At least 2 reloads worth of clips. I'll sit here and shoot, and I like to use my concussion and boop the Reinhardt in the air to create pressure, and then eventually just slowly transition your way up and throw your traps, and then hold down this corridor. Because what you can do is you can bounce your grenades off that, which bounces off that wall, and it goes around the Reinhardt to the background. You can keep poking in and out, and abusing this whole corridor right here. And you, like I said, abuse the health packs. You have a 250 health pack right there, and you can create a lot of pressure doing this. Basically, how you win this map in a nutshell is holding down the pillars. So holding down this pillar side is almost what you want to do every single time when you're engaging in a fight in the middle. So that's why going right is always good. So once let's say you win the fight, you take the point, and you guys now have it and the enemy team is regrouping. What I love to do is tell your whole team to push up to this choke point, because this is one of the most insane Junkrats insane choke points in the game for Junkrat, because you can constantly spam. You have a health pack there, and you have a health pack there. So you can create a lot of pressure through those chokes, and if you're afraid of flankers, just throw a trap and concussion. Most people, what the correct thing to do is if they're coming on, if like say there's a McCree and he's trying to flank you, what he should do is ignore that trap and go around it like this. You should try to go around it, because destroying a trap notifies the Junkrat that they're coming, but most people won't do that. So just set your trap there, and they'll destroy it if they're coming, and you'll know if they're coming that way. If you're afraid. If not, then just throw your trap there, try and get a lucky kill, and keep abusing this choke point. Sometimes teams try to do a weird movement and go around that backside, but like you can just quickly transition over and spam grenades in that choke. So for Nepal, it's all about holding choke points, holding those doorways. What you don't want to do is give up free space when you're playing Junkrat, because you're not a soldier 76. The incorrect thing to do would be stand back here and try and snipe people with grenades like this. Like, no, that's not going to happen. You're not going to shoot an Ana twice across the map playing Junkrat doing this. If you do, you probably got lucky. I mean, what you want to do is hold the chokes. So hold those chokes as much as possible. What I like to do, Riptire style, is once they do finally come in, literally just sit in this corner and be like, all right, team, let me know when they're coming. As soon as they come, or if you see an enemy fire strike, as soon as you see the fire strike, Riptire, come around the corner, get behind the Rhino shield and blow it up, and you'll generally get a quad kill. I mean, I do it so often, it works every time. As long as they don't have that fire strike, because fire strike can destroy your Riptire immediately, but even if they do a fire strike, it works sometimes, but it's a lot safer if you do it after they use their fire strike. So those are general tips for holding down this point on once you do have the point. Some cool things that you can do on this point is say at the very beginning you're still fighting right here. What you can do is you can concussion yourself and you can flank. This is super fucking good. If you can get behind them, like, you can create so much damage. You can hit their supports, you can get behind their tanks. You have a 75 health pack here. If they try to chase you, you can concussion yourself back. Like, Junkrat has so much mobility and creates so much havoc and chaos and pressure on the other team, especially by doing these flanks, that like this map is so pro Junkrat, it's insane. I absolutely love this map for Junkrat. So some hectic fights situations, I don't really recommend going in this room as Junkrat. You might think, oh look, small room, 2 doorways, really good for Junkrat. It's okay. I mean, if they're in the point and you're dying, you can use it, but you don't want to start holding down in here. This should be your last resort room for coming in here. The reason you don't want to use it is because for one, you're giving up the pillars, which I talked about. You don't want to do that. So you could have a soldier there and a McCree there on the other team, and you're going to be screwed because they have 2 pillars that they can hide behind, and they have range that they can kill you. And you don't, like, you have a doorway, and like, what are you going to do? Like, you can't shoot grenades like this, so you don't want to do that. That's a bad room. Any other tips? Basically, just use your corners. If they're pushing in that way, use your corners as general tips. Let's talk about, let's say you guys don't have the point and you need to go on the attack. So they have the point and they're defending this choke point and your team is struggling. You guys are all right here. Well, you have a few different options. You can go through main choke, which is you can spam nades this way, create pressure. You can spam nades this way, create pressure. If their whole team is over there, I recommend you guys all just go on the right and you're chilling. You can go around this back door here and get some picks. Or, at the very least, like I explained before, you can concussion yourself back this way and try and pull the enemy team back. Just make sure you play really safe when you do this because you don't want to get picked. And you can just keep going. Like, if you can get over here and get behind them, what are they going to do? If they're trying to hold your team back at that choke point and you're behind them like this, shooting their backline, they have to come out away from that choke point and come get you. If they try to come back all the way over here, you can just simply concussion yourself back over here again. It's insane how much mobility Junkrat has, and this is why I love Nepal, especially on this map specifically. So just make sure you play safe if you're going to be doing those little flank distracting plays, because if you spend a minute flanking and then they kill you and your team hasn't been able to do anything, then you lose all that time and you don't gain any value at all. So just keep paying attention to your life, and you don't want to get picked by like a Genji or something that goes to kill you. Another flank you can do is over here, but you know, it's not that good because I like using the pillars and the outside of the map. What you can do is flank over here and crouch around and do like a riptire play, like this. But generally, you want to hold down that right side. Alright, so I'm gonna end the clip here, and we're gonna go talk about the third map. Alright guys, so for the third map, the double jump is super important. Basically what you want to do is get your concussion on this door. Just act like it's closed and it's just about to open. So the door opens, you want a concussion, and then your second concussion is super important. What you want to do is blow it up right about here on this line, because you need to land and then concussion yourself over this whole ledge here. If you do it correctly and you land right about here, you'll be miles ahead of everyone in your team, but more importantly, you'll be miles ahead of anyone on the other team. So once you do get to the middle, what I like to do is to shoot 2 grenades here and 2 grenades here, then reload and pressure this corner here. Because most people, they'll run up the middle and then their squishies will run around the side for some reason. I see a lot of soldiers and Annas run around this backside. So if you can create pressure up middle real quick, figure out some information if you hit people or not with those grenades, and then move around this right side and use this corner to hold them back, then it lets your entire team flood into the point and it lets you guys earn position on the other team. And 9 times out of 10, the team that has the point and has this high ground and has this choke point will win the fight and normally win the entire round, because you'll win the first engagement, you'll be ahead ult charge. It's super important. So your Junkrat play can really help your team on this point. So once you do, or let's just say you're fighting, you haven't taken the point, what you can do is you can utilize this pillar, you can utilize that corner and utilize that choke point to your advantage. Basically, you don't really want to float around on any of the outside points because this is way too wide open of a space, and you're gonna get killed. You can go get this health pack if you need it, but I recommend just staying in the point, having your healers heal you up, and utilizing the pillar and the choke points. One thing I love to do on this map, because it's so fucking good, is using this pillar and wall to kill people. Because everyone on the enemy team, they're like, oh shit, they're in the point, I gotta use these pillars for cover. But guess what? This is a Junkrat's paradise because of that wall and that wall. So what you want to do is spam these walls here, hit people behind the pillars, and it's basically free kills. All day long, free kills. Other people, they have to go around here. You can throw traps over there and kill people that are trying to hide here. Like I said, if you have the point and you have the high ground, you guys are gonna win. It's just too fucking good. Especially if you have a Reinhardt to stand behind, it's just too good. So if you do take the point and the other team's trying to take the point from you, I don't recommend standing over here, and I don't recommend standing over on the other side. Like I said, you always want to hold down the central area by the point. This is not good because you're giving up high ground. You're giving them high ground. So if you're standing down here and they have high ground, maybe you're shooting up at them. That's not good. So just keep holding the point. If they go high ground, what you can do is use that pillar, or this wall to stay in safety. You guys still have the point. You guys are still getting 3%, so it doesn't matter. They have to come to you. So just make them come to you. If they don't go high ground and they go middle, what I like to do is have my team push up a little bit, and you guys can create a lot of pressure like this. Just make sure you don't get caught, and make sure your team is backing up safely, because you can get caught and killed up there. But creating pressure up here does a few things. It helps your team get potential picks, it helps your team farm ult charge, and it helps your team break down the enemy Reinhardt shield. So creating early pressure, it also gives you free percentage. So if you decide, okay, it's not safe anymore, let's back up to the point, then you guys can back here, and this is where you can start utilizing the pillar spots that I was telling you about, because they have to stand behind something, and generally they go behind those pillars. If they do decide to go on the right side, you just want to spam around this corner and hit nades, but don't get caught, because if they have a McCree and a soldier over there or a Pharah, you're really going to struggle, because this is such a wide open space and you don't really have any walls to abuse over on this side, and it's just not good to challenge them in open space. So just keep using this corner. It works 9 times out of 10. Real quick, since I finished all 3 maps and I didn't really cover dealing with Pharah. Pharah can be a huge issue on every map. What you need to do is basically use this room as safety. Don't challenge the Pharah unless you see Pharah flying low. Then try and hit her with one nade, and then if you do hit her with a nade, that's when you want to throw your concussion immediately after to get a kill on her. Other than that, you do not want to die to the Pharah, because if the Pharah is focusing on you and you die, that means she can focus on anyone else on your team. If she's focusing on you and you're not dying, then she's focusing on you and being useless. So what I recommend is just keep concussioning yourself to safety and using walls to stand behind. And if she keeps chasing you, then just keep doing this. Like, she can't keep up with you if you keep moving around and getting healed and stuff. But like I always say, I don't support one-tricking. If the Pharah becomes an issue, switch off Junkrat. Anyways, that's my map guide on Nepal. I'm sure I missed a few things, and if you guys really like these map guides, keep letting me know in the comment section. Also, ask questions in the comment section. I'll try to answer everything. I know I didn't cover everything, so if you feel like I didn't cover something, ask a question. I'll try and cover it in the comment section. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed the guide.
Play of the game.
You'll like this one.